By now, we have already been building some peace momentum, and I'm sure our energy has already helped to manifest inner and outer peace. In today's meditation, we will not only amplify our intention for world peace, but it's also the end of your journey. You will be able to see how everything fits together into one holistic idea. And I'm really happy because if you have been following this experiment with a playful attitude, you're now ready, and I will be able to share with you something that cannot be transmitted with words, since it's a knowledge that comes from within. Remember when I told you that in the moment of my spiritual revelation, the image of a crazy serial killer came to mind, and I instantly understood the struggle and strife of the human heart, the powerful race that we truly are, the great challenge and gift that is to be here in flesh, full of limitation and forgetfulness, all for the exploration and expansion of growth, joy, harmony, and love? Well, with today's meditation, you can expect this experiential understanding to start bubbling from within. After almost 2 decades, I have finally managed to assimilate and find ways to communicate what I really want to express. And this is just the beginning of our journey towards the collective awakening of the human spirit. I have already paved the whole road for us to be able to celebrate the remembrance of who we truly are and party our spirits away. By now, you already have a good recognition of your place of perfect peace, and you're willing to look within yourself for the answers. You have accepted intellectually or experientially that you are one with everything that surrounds you. You know that even though reality is an illusion, it's your illusion, a projection of the spirit that you are, of the consciousness that you are. And from this perspective, more than the experience of being an attractor, you are the creator. So you have to be willing to leave all negative judgment behind, since true self-empowerment is learning to discern the difference between operating from the power of the illusion instead of succumbing to the illusion of power. In other words, learning to distinguish whether you're expressing yourself from positive or negative energy. Mechanically speaking, positive energy is that which integrates, that which unites, which unifies, empowers, functions as a whole. It blends and harmonizes. Negative energy is that which separates, segregates, disempowers, is discordant and creates conflict. It seeks externalized control because it does not believe that control comes from within. It seeks manipulation, domination, victimization, because it only perceives power as being expressed in externalized terms. Okay, but before we continue, I first want to express my gratefulness. It means a lot to me that you have chosen to walk this road with me. I really appreciate your comments, your love, your desire for peace, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, connecting, and building strong friendships. So, thank you. Now let's continue with my personal story. So here I was, ready to embark on the adventure of my life. After almost 5 years since my spiritual path began, I have found my source of self-expression, and I've come to the recognition that music and dance are potentially one of the most powerful places for direct contact with human essence, mass awakening, and true spiritual understanding. I had packed my bags and was heading to Boston, Massachusetts to study audio engineering and to learn to survive in the real world. I have to remind you that until this point in my life, I had been a kid that had it all. My dad was a very good provider, and he always managed to give me the best of the best. Now, I was not only on my own, but I was an immigrant student in a very cold city. I arrived to live with my cousin, but the first semester was like hell to me. It was like the whole universe was conspiring against me. Difficulty after difficulty and an amazingly bad luck was following me all the time. Today, it's very easy for me to recognize what was happening. Although my parents gave me all the love I needed to endure in any kind of situation, I was also taught the general idea that life was full of strife and pain, that there was a lot of suffering in survival, and that the only way to endure the real world was through hard work, tenacity, and determination. Although I didn't want to believe in this, those were my core beliefs about life in that time. So that was exactly the experience I had. Very difficult. After 8 months, I went back to Colombia, and my dad asked me how was it and if I really wanted to continue. But at this point, there was no doubt in my mind. There was no mountain I was not willing to climb. in order to get what I had envisioned for me in this life. Life was just a dream after all. So after 2 months in heaven of delicious Colombian cooking, no money worries, and being constantly pampered by my mom, I eagerly headed back to Boston to continue my journey towards the manifestation of my vision within the music and entertainment industry. Since my awakening experience 5 years before, I had not stopped reading about everything that I believe had something to do with what was happening to me. I was always with a book in my hand, and generally I was reading two at the same time. And although by that time I had already ingested a massive amount of spiritual information, I had not found a mentor or a specific lineage for me to cling into. From my perspective, life was just a dream. I was 100% responsible for everything in my reality. I was the creator of it all, and everyone and everything was just another expression of who I was. So I was automatically forced to treat all life as I would like to be treated, since at the end I was simply having a relationship with myself. I was living life from the spirit point of view. And this made my path really challenging. Family and friends thought that I was crazy, that I was living on the clouds, that I was dreaming my life away. I had left behind everything I knew, and now I was learning to survive in a country where I was at great disadvantage because of the language, the cultural barriers, and the fact that legally I had a very limited permit to work. So a lot of time I felt tired, confused, like wanted to give up, feeling as I didn't belong. But I didn't, not because it wasn't hard enough, but because I didn't have an option. I knew the reason why I was here. My heart could feel the beautiful potential this reality had in store for all of us. I had to achieve my vision. I had to make all my dreams come true. And if you ask anyone of my family or close friends, they will tell you that they don't know anyone so committed to his heart and personal vision. This extreme determination sometimes made my path a very lonely one. At this point, I've shared so much that although I cannot see who is in the other side of the camera, I feel I know you. So I want to share with you my darkest hour and one of the main engines that kept my determination running strong all those dark years. When my mom was in her 7th month of pregnancy with my younger brother, she had an accident and my brother was born premature. Although he's a very intelligent guy, he's semi-paralyzed from the waist down and he can walk without help of some sort. Growing up, he was always an example of joy, strength, and determination. My accident brought me closer to him and to the realization that if he could do it, anyone could. So his existence helped my spirit when the tears of loneliness and desperation were streaming down my face. My darkest years were between 2005 and 2007. I had already been 3 years since I graduated from auto engineering and 6 years that I had been passionately working in the club entertainment industry trying to make my vision come true. The reality was that I was a struggling musician in an alien country, limited by my work permit and trying to break it into a very difficult and harsh industry with a message of peace and love. It just didn't belong. My obsession and determination to make my vision come true ended up isolating me from the world. I was alone and recuperating from a second paragliding accident. Can you believe that? I know it sounds stupid, but I flew again and I had another accident. The only difference was that for this one, there was no insurance, no operation, no caring, no nothing. It wasn't as hard as the first one, but it left me immobilized in my bed for a crucial time where I wasn't able to work, to pay the rent, and my legs were starting to get numb. I thought I was on my way to become paralyzed. I didn't have the morality to tell my parents. Plus, there was nothing they could do since they were also struggling financially back at home. Life was hard. It seems as if my dad was right. Life was a struggle, a constant survival full of pain and suffering, and probably I was just dreaming my life away. But my heart was not going to quit. I needed to assimilate, and most importantly, I needed to grow and reclaim my own self-empowerment. And for this, I had the greatest mentor of all, money. From the perspective that life is a dream, money is simply the physical manifestation of our natural, inherent power as creators. We are the creators. Life is our dream, and we can create anything that we want. But while we choose to express ourselves in physicality, in limitation, in separation, we have created money to be the externalized representation of our true power. And in this disempowerment and race for survival, we have forgotten to such degree our inherent authority as creators that the ego is usually the one running the show when dealing with money. And in its natural instinct for self-preservation, our humanity is usually forgotten. Lies, manipulation, dishonesty, exploitation, corruption, deceit, bribery, fraud, and all those attitudes that bring with them so much pain, scarcity, and suffering becomes the order of the day when dealing with money. So that's truly been my journey, a journey of self-exploration and self-discovery from a very particular perspective, from the spirit perspective. From this point of view, my need for money to survive and my desire to make all my dreams come true were constantly teaching me all about honesty, humility, empathy, gratefulness, friendship, integrity, greatness, honor, appreciation, love, compassion. And this is truly what this transformation is all about. We are finally transmuting the idea of being at mercy of uncontrollable forces and circumstances that have been shaping our lives and decisions for so long. We are in the process of remembering that we are the creators of it all, of reclaiming our true place in this universe and remembering the magnificence of who we truly are. Now is the time for us to reclaim our divine heritage and awaken to it as a collective, as a species, as a planet. Now is the time for us to learn that we can grow, that we can build anything that we want, and we can enjoy a much more limitless existence through joy, love, sharing, creativity, excitement, and purposeful new projects. Now is the time for us to learn that true abundance is the product of positive integrated energy. That excitement, joy, and love are the driving and organizing forces of life. That true abundance, not just financially but mentally, physically, and spiritually, is directly connected to the idea of doing what we love and manifesting it as an expression. Because life need not to be complex, a struggle full of strife or pain. We are unlimited creators on a playground of infinite possibilities, and the time must come for us to consciously express the true beingness of who we are. So we can remember that indeed God is love. Love is you and is the substance of creation itself. After many years of walking this path, this challenging path, and slowly reclaiming my own self-empowerment, I realized that music by itself was not going to do the trick. I needed a way to clearly communicate the intention behind the music. So today I'm very proud to tell you that it has been a massive amount of work and determination for me to be able to get to where I am today. But the road for you to travel an accelerated highway towards a spiritual understanding from a desired, goal-oriented perspective, it's ready to go. You can now not only rollerblade downhill all the way, but get ready to party our spirits away. To be willing to follow your heart and be true to yourselves all the way. This is the most important variable you need if you want to walk the path of spiritual understanding through desire, joy, and excitement. And that is because at the end, the living and manifestation of your dream is what is going to awaken you. So, dare to dream big. The eighth and last agreement is for you to be willing to explore all limitations you see expressed in your outer world as a reflection of limited truths and definitions within yourself. This is the process by which you will reclaim your self-empowerment and your wholeness of being. This exploration will help you to recognize and transform old beliefs, break old habits, shatter old patterns, and integrate healthier ones. In this approach, you will find the tools to eliminate the doubt that creates the fear, which is responsible for the chronic anxiety in which modern man and woman dwell on a daily basis when confronted with unexpected situations that seem like obstacles in our life. This attitude will transform repetitive negative behavior that you may have created in your life and are holding you back from doing the things that you wish to do and be. You will function more wholly, more completely, recognizing a union and connection to the infinite. Life will not happen to you, but will happen through you. You will be a self-empowered conscious creator full of compassion, creativity, joy, love, and self-expression. And in radiating this frequency, you will be a reflection, a shining example for others to see what they can also be in their own expression. So, indeed, it has been a very long and hard road for me to be able to extend my heart today and offer you my flower. A flower that has now blossomed and is full of beautiful surprises for anyone that is willing to receive it. In this experiment, you have not just become a conduit of Peaceful the Collective, but after today's meditation, your heart will have wings. You will have the foundation of a new perspective from where, if you choose to, you can start to explore your reality in a new and more expanded way. But this will be just the beginning of your adventure. In the next and last video, I'm going to show you the whole path that I have already paved for you. I have now done my homework, and the road for you to travel an accelerated highway towards spiritual understanding is ready to go.